Yeah, let me bring this back a little bit to kind of you know, your industry experience. Where do you connect kind of the research that you did and your experience, and then like, oh wow, here's a business problem that I actually can solve with the learning I had in kind of my academia background. Is there an example that comes to mind?
So there's not a whole lot of example. I would say that most of the application of my background has been more on the statistics and machine learning side. So the beauty of statistics and machine learning and math in general is that they're very general, right? It's almost domain independent, right? When you write down X, right? That X could represent anything, right? So there is the variable X. I would say that so when I was doing my PhD, I did some network modeling, and that has also some interesting application in social media as well. Because when you look at social media, it's actually have a lot of striking similarity to what a neural system, how the brain works, right? I mean, so let's take a look at what a brain is. The brain is basically a collection of neurons, right? So these neurons, they connect to each other, they talk to each other, and if they talk kind of synchronously, they fire together, then they get connected, right? If they don't, then they get disconnected. And there's some statistics of the entire network we call non-stationarity, ergodicity. These are fancy physics word for describing some statistical property of the system. And social network is actually very similar, right? Instead of neurons, right, you have people, right? Each one of these node right here, instead of representing a neuron, it represents a person, right? So instead of firing action potential to communicate with another person, you communicate through
send them a text,
send them messages through social media or whatever, right? Any platform, and you build relationship. The more you talk to that person, if you don't talk to that person enough, then the relationship kind of fades and you're trying to get disconnected. So there's actually a lot of similarity there.
Right.
So a class of analysis that I do is essentially social network analysis. It's called social network analysis, SNA. That kind of essentially translate over from essentially graph analysis and what I do before modeling the neuron.
So there could be a collective brain then.
Maybe. I'm not going to speculate how soon we're going to get there, but maybe.
Or collective consciousness, I guess, right?
Depending I think that may be a little bit, having a collective, brain where, when you think about brain as a collection of knowledge, right? That's a little bit different. So conscious, I would say that's involved self-awareness. It's a little bit more complicated than, I would say, just the knowing part of the brain, right? So there's it almost gets into the spiritual part of the brain.
Well, in San Francisco, we have to ask hippie San Francisco questions, right?